Hi there. So the day is finally here. It is the first day of 2018, January 1st. It's the day I'm recording it is the first day of the year, New Year's Day. But if you're watching it, it's most likely gonna be some other day in 2018. So but then again, just because it's the New Year that's most popular, it's there are other New Years throughout the year. There's Chinese New Year. There's the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah. Which is actually not the turning point of the calendar. It's actually, I think, the first day of Kislev, the month of Kislev. So I don't know. It's confusing based on the solar calendar. Judaism is, and the other things which kind of is most important to me, like the Halloween, Samhain, the Witches' New Year, that's called the turning point of the year, which may or may not be to people. Actually, it's just one of the watersheds, I guess, of the way energy flows or something. So enough about the New Year. What I want to discuss the first day is Taoism. Yeah, Taoism is something that was first came up. They philosophized. It's a philosophy. It's not. It's sort of philosophy, sort of religion, sort of It's not even a philosophy or religion. It's just a state of being, I guess, is the best way to describe it. So, Taoism came from China, if you don't know. It was thought up by Lao Tzu, written by Lao Tzu, one of the philosophers who studied the natural world and wrote about how was the best way to live. And Taoism, if you don't know, it's characterized by just doing by not doing, or you're supposed to, if you follow the Tao correctly, every day do a certain thing. You're supposed to give up something every day, and there'll come a point when nothing is left undone and nothing is done. So I know it's kind of completely adhering to nature, and you'll hear other people talking about it online, or they say Tao, if there's no T in Taoism. If they say T like Tao or Tao, I've heard some people say, okay, Taoism, if they say that, it's a clear indication that they don't know what they're talking about. Because, I mean, in America, especially in America, but the West, I guess European countries too, some European countries, they're mostly America, the United States. We're a lot lazier and more simple. We like to simplify things and just use sensationalized call words with mostly low language than the East. So we use these code words without even knowing what they are, a lot more than the East. So yeah, most people if it's a white person explaining it to you, it's most likely that they're not gonna know what they're talking about. Especially think about Taoism or Taoism. You look up on Google the definition, it's gonna Wikipedia is gonna say Taoism or Taoism. There's no Tao, that's made up. There's no T. Because Taoism, it's coming from a completely different language. Chinese doesn't even use the English alphabet. It uses a totally different alphabet, just like how you see Hanukkah, the Jewish counterpart to Christmas. how there's Hanukkah sometimes it's spelled just like Hannukkah, or sometimes it's spelled the C, or how there's so many different aliases. That's because those words, like Hanukkah and chutzpah, challah, those are coming from a different language, a whole different language. So it's not it's not English. So there's no spelling it. You could it's just don't trust like most Anglo-Saxons are gonna know. Like it's not, those are not English words. So again, getting back to Taoism, it's not Taoism. There's no Tao. It's characterized. This Lao Tzu guy was really into nature. He's saying like, something you should probably know about. A big part of it is the principle of yin and yang. Like, and I'm not gonna be as like biased, or I'm gonna be more informed because I actually live it. Like, I am part of a Taoist community. I go to Tai Chi lessons or Qigong lessons, martial art lessons. Like, I I really like martial arts and all the Eastern, like acupuncture, acupressure. I do that stuff, yoga. So I am like as close to the East as you're gonna get in most of the United States. Like, so take it from me, because I actually am Taoist. Like, I know that it's it kind of is nature worship. That's what Taoism is characterized by, and principle of yin and yang. That's, you can see in all martial arts, and especially internal arts, Tai Chi, like I do. Uh, I think basically anything that's fighting gravity is yang energy, like male masculine energy, or a force that's causing something to be. And yin, the relaxing, contracting, feminine energy, is yin is anything that's like going, that's working with gravity, or like, yeah, something that's allowing something just be what it is. So yin and yang, and other parts of Taoism are like Lao Tzu says things like, person who appears to breathe the best, the person who breathes best appears not to breathe at all. So it's like, when they breathe, they're not gonna like force it, like like when you go to the doctors and they tell you, okay, take deep breaths, it's like, this Lao Tzu guy recognizes, wait, the natural way is you're supposed to always take deep breaths, because then what babies naturally do, how the babies breathe, is they use their whole stomach, like their whole lung capacity goes from the chest down into the lungs. So that's why you'll see babies breathing, their stomachs will go up and down, or someone who breathes like you're supposed to, they want you to use your stomach breath, breathe in your stomach, because like a stress gets added onto our lives, like as we're in Western culture, like how we're on a schedule and everything, like you start to take like shorter, shallower breaths, like all up in our chest, which you're not supposed to breathe in your chest. So that's part of it. Like, I've heard stories of what Taoism is. Like, it's trying to get away from the idea of overthinking everything. Like, there were a bunch of Chinese philosophers or government officials or something, or whatever. There was a group of Chinese men who saw like this other man he falls into a roaring river or rushing river, like water that's flowing fast. They say, oh, he must have died, or no one can survive that. They see him floating like away, and then later on down the river, they see him get up out of the water, and they're like, oh my god, how do you survive that? And it's like, oh, he says, oh, it's real easy. Like, you just go up when the water goes up and down when the water goes down. So, Taoism is kind of, yeah, it's like, you might hear monks say, like, pain in life, pain happens when we resist. So just don't resist. Allow things to unfold like they should be. Or like my Tai Chi teacher, I guess this kind of relates, how he talks about to warm up the body for Tai Chi. Like most people, they think they're doing Tai Chi or Qigong, but no, in a traditional school, they'll tell you first, when you wake up, you need at least 30 minutes of stretching to warm up the body. At least 30 minutes of like yoga poses or warm ups, or like they'll tell you stretching, but no, he told me that no, like he wants you to think of it as folding, like because it's yoga poses are just naturally like all those look like weird poses, the yoga poses, but no, those are just natural, like how the body works. Ways they're called folding, like how the body's supposed to fold. Like, you know, right now most people are unfolded, and yoga is really just folding yourself. And so I guess the rest of Taoism, not Taoism, there's no T. I guess Taoism is kind of, it can be explained best by how I was at this kind of holistic happy hour thing, like open house, where this was called Village Wellness, the store place that has like acupuncture and craniosacral, like massage. They do have yoga, and they're just a store with all this like Eastern stuff and, you know, holistic, shamanic things. So you can see on their wall they had a bunch of memes, like they had these cards of memes, like they showed a bunch of Taoist monks. They had the Taoist like award ceremony, and they were all looking up like to God or whatever they believed in. Like the caption was, "Thanks for nothing," which I guess that sums it up really. Like Taoists are like they want to recognize there's nothingness in the universe, or I don't know, they wouldn't be okay with the nothingness of life, I guess, or something, or how. Like, when you really get down to it and get rid of all the shit, like the ego, or when you get rid of all the societal crap, or, you know, all the things that aren't really you, and just, like, dissolve the ego or something, you'll get down to, like, there's nothing left. Like, so, this has given me a headache. So yeah, Taoism is, I guess, working with nothing, or allowing nothing to just be. Ugh. God, that gave me a headache. There must be chemicals in the hot, or it hurts my head. So, yeah, that's what Taoism is, not Taoism. Whenever you're thinking of these foreign words, like never, when there are multiple spellings, always take it from someone who's actually who actually lives it, who's actually from that culture. Because, I mean, those have different spellings. You see different spellings for, like, East in textbooks or, like, Western ways of describing it. Because those aren't like words, those are words from a different language. They're not Western words. Or they're not English. So, yeah, Taoism is just allowing things to be, or Taoism is the spirit of when you wake up in the morning and your windows are right next to your bed like that. Like, why not, instead of using your hand to pull the string to, like, make the curtains drop or whatever, or the blinds go up or down or whatever, why not try using your foot, extend your leg, or it's the spirit of when your phone, when you want to unlock your phone and your phone's like down on the floor by your feet, why not use your feet instead of your hands? Because naturally, like, your feet are supposed to be as versatile as hands. Like, they're basically the same thing. Like, the people walking around in the Paleolithic age or, Stone Age or whatever, like, their feet were so important. Like, and that's something you'll see when you start getting to, like, yoga or, like, martial arts, Tai Chi, Eastern philosophies. Like, they say, that's why in the East they always take out their shoes when they walk into a house. Like, also, like, in all martial arts, including yoga and internal arts, like, they always take out their shoes first. They do it barefoot. Because, I mean, the feet, like, they believe in the Eastern philosophy that there are all these, acupressure points. Like, yeah, it's amazing. Just look up acupressure, like, a lot of points on the foot, they all correspond with, like, the eyes, the liver, the heart, and on the hands, too. Like, there's a pineal gland, or, like you stimulate the pineal gland just by pressing on the thumb. Like, even in their Ayurvedic medicine, like, it's just flick the ears, like, that's stimulating your skeletal system or the bones, or I don't know. It's so there are all these correspondences of so they recognize that the body all works together. It's all made up together. That's why a lot of them, like Eastern practitioners, will talk about mind-body connection. How, like, the Western medicines, like, how can you not recognize that the mind and body are connected? It's like you're inside the body. Yes, it's all connected. Everything's connected. So Taoism is like the ultimate, Taoism is like, it's just being. It's allowing total nature. It's like disregard for these social structural, like, social constructs, or like allowing your feelings to naturally be what they are. Like, even, I mean, they do recognize the roles that society gives us, like, I guess, mother father, or like mother son, mother daughter, father son, father daughter. Just filial piety is a big part of the Eastern philosophies, or like Taoism. You are adhering to these roles because society gives them to you. You're adhering to them because they're, like, naturally part of life. Or they're just how things naturally develop between you and your your mother or your father or your teacher or your boss or whatever. Like, so yeah, that's Taoism, and Happy New Year, and I hope you start following the Tao this year. And like they said, like if you follow it correctly, something's gonna be given up every day. Um, so you'll start if you follow the Tao, I guess you should start having like a morning routine. Morning routines are really important. Like that's why in like China, it's really common for people to like just do Tai Chi or whatever in the morning, first thing in the morning, or like so they already have planned for what they're gonna do that day. They already know what they're gonna do in the morning. Like a lot of Chinese people, they say like your first hour that you wake up and last hour before you go to bed, those like don't use technology. You just take them for yourself, or like yeah, they're your personal, they're you time, like me time, or like correspondences with the sun, like to balance your circadian rhythm. The like the first hour and last hour that the sun's up, or like just allow those to be you time, or like me time, or like that's the Tao, the Tao, or like kind of in Tai Chi or whatever internal arts, like you aren't really moving your hands or anything. You aren't moving the rest of your body, because like all of those movements, they're following your center. You're moving your center. You're moving your internal organs. I mean, internal organs have correspondences to like everything else. Like the hands follow the kidneys, and the kidneys follow the mind follow the Tao. So yeah, it's all just allowing things to moving with intention, and letting gravity do most of the work, like not trying to fight things. Again, what monks say is pain in life, pain happens when we resist. So just try not to resist. Allow things to be what they be, and you will find the Tao.